I'm Scott Michaels. I'm the Chief Product Officer at Apply Digital. And that means I also run the lab at Apply Digital, which I'm sure we'll speak out about as well. And Apply is a digital agency. We're in CX Transform and in enterprise space. So our ideal customers are large enterprises. We are very good sports, media, entertainment, as well as large consumer brands. We also like, say, House of Brands is a great customer of ours because they have unique problems that we're well suited to serve. And we're all in on AI, and I look forward to speaking about that more today. Apply as a company, I would say, firstly, it's good to know that we ourselves are AI enabled in all of our departments. So we have custom GPTs that help us do this work, that help us be faster and more efficient. And that is one of the things that we bring to the companies that we work with. In terms of our AI offering, it's our job to then become a consultant to you and find the right fit for what makes sense in your business. I think what is really interesting about us that has so far set us apart in the market compared to say some of the really really large consultancies is how practical we are with the things that we propose. We've heard that many times, meaning that we look for things that are going to be very doable, provide value within this year, and be able to hit those targets rather than being extremely lofty AI goals that quite frankly I hear a lot about them, but they're not going to turn into anything and they lead to disappointment. Our job is to reverse that. We work very hard to make them very actionable and deployable. So that can be anything from enabling your company yourselves to have access to like an LLM that is safe to use within your company. And I would say the track that we seem to work on the most with our companies is in the MarTech stack and enabling campaigns to be written faster, like whether that be producing images or copy or variants. That's a very common use case that we go in and solve. And the other would be giving access out to data that is locked up a little bit. So imagine you have data scientists and they're busy producing a lot of reports. It's really common for us to make that so you can have an AI or an LLM chat actually talk to that, freeing up those people, those very valuable people to do the work they should be doing in terms of like the esoteric work of a data scientist, finding what can do better for your business and not creating a cut of a certain number of end users that have a certain proclivity that should be handed as an email list to the marketers. But our work is all over the map when it comes to AI, and we are experts at all the cloud offerings. So a big part of our work is often comparing those offerings for our clients to see which one's going to work best for them. It's a realistic world when we as an agency can see that large enterprises generally have call it a cloud company of choice, which means we have to be experts at all of them. And I would say the major ones that we work with are obviously Google Cloud and their offering around Gemini when it comes to AI, talking to Amazon and what they have in terms of their offering, and of course Microsoft and Azure and Copilot and everything on that side of the fence. And then of course OpenAI and its offerings. Those are all really within our tool chain and our expertise. And we are always testing those against each other. So while you may have a current cloud provider of choice, we're always going to make sure that you also see what the others have when we're doing these projects to make sure it matches perfectly. But in the end, we're happy to work with any of those because to us, it's about getting to the solution rather than trying to sell you on one particular, say, cloud system of choice. We've accomplished some really great projects already. One is for an e-commerce brand, and they had a very complicated product catalog. And what was needed was for the users to be actually able to talk to the product catalog. So you can imagine you can have like a search that can do so much. You can have a chat that can talk to a search, but really only can answer like exactly say what was in the product descriptions. We did this really great piece of work for a clothing retailer that allowed them to have a conversational chat with what their product catalog was. So as you can imagine, it was in sports and outdoor, and enabled them to have things like, oh, like if I'm going skiing, what is the right fit for me against this weather and in this location? And it became very much a conversation about what the trip was, which makes it very human. And then in the end, of course, you're working to drive it, put it into a cart, and let it move over to checkout. But these are the kinds of things you can accomplish with AI that is extremely difficult without. But when it comes to like what we're seeing in the next, like in 2025, one that I don't actually hear talked about a lot is the rise of, this is going to particularly about e-commerce, and is the rise of shoppers that are using AI tools themselves. So this isn't about the enterprise using it. This is about consumers using it, say, using Perplexity or ChatGPT to actually do production on their shopping. So they're doing their research, like, oh, give me the best noise canceling headphones for a flight, etc. They get through all of that. And all of these platforms now that consumers are using have moved into having a buy button there. Now, if you're the e-commerce platform on the other side, you have to be ready for that. What that means is, and we counsel these clients a lot, is you're going to need a fast lane for consumers who are using AI to check out, because this is where you don't need the touchy feely experience, the trust building, all those things that you work so hard on in an e-commerce site. You actually have to build a fast lane for inventory, checking out, availability, shipping, because it's going to be being bought by a bot or an agent on behalf of your end user. And I think everybody talks about all the effect on enterprise. I find it so funny that we don't talk about the end users here that are actually using it, and it's creating a new segment of buyer that's going to need an express lane, and I'm really excited about that. Apply Digital is a great company to work with because we're really at a sweet spot in terms of our size, like being about 800 people. That means we're still very personal. All of the executives and all of the senior staff all actually work on the projects, so it's very hands-on. We're all practitioners ourselves, and we do work with some of the biggest brands that are out there. Like we work with Kraft Heinz, we work with the NFL, we work with the NBA. We have done things at scale. So we're very good at that. We're also big champions of the composable architecture, meaning headless. We're part of the Mock Alliance. We're a great team and a very professional team that's now global because we have offices all over the world to deliver this work. And I think, as I mentioned earlier, we're very practical when it comes to the AI side of the business. We enable ourselves, we enable our customers, and we are always looking for ways to like have AI as just part of the project. It is never the solve for absolutely everything, but we are making it so that AI is baked into everything that we do, which means our customers receive the benefit of that.